You know the most difficult thing about being an entrepreneur and a serial businessman? You know the most difficult part about it is patience. It's patience. And a lot of people think that it's all about moving and shaking and doing stuff on a regular basis. No, it's a patience game. It's a patience game. And so, like, for example, building out the content creation space, you have a level of excitement because you see what the possibilities are, right? And then you limit it to an extent because you know what you want to create, but you know it's not there yet. And then you have to be patient over the next month and a half in order to build the space out fully. And then you're negotiating with the person that you're going to get the property from. And he's saying, no, I want to do this. And I'm saying, no, I want to negotiate it based off of the renewal this time, this time, and this time. And this is what I want y'all to do. And I want y'all to fix this, this, and that. And so it's a patience game. It's a waiting game. And I think that what people don't realize a lot of times is that when it comes to business, most times people shoot themselves in the foot because you're the person that blinks first. Yep. You're the person that blink first. You blink first when it comes to your personal life. You could blink first when it comes to your relationships. You blink first when it comes to your business. I don't know what I'm going to say when I'm going to get on here. I just start talking about what's going on in my real life. And then the gems and the jewels come out as a result of it. But hear me out before we get into the Kanye West conversation, before we get into the show. Take the jewels. Take the jewels, okay? A lot of times you lose because you blink first. So, for example, with the content creation space, right? And the woman just got back to me on behalf of the guy that I'm getting the space from. And initially, like I showed it to somebody that I was mentoring, the initial contract that I had. And he's like, oh, that sounds like a great deal. Yeah, we need to get in there. We need to do it ASAP. And I was like, nah, we going to put a whole list of demands that we want from here. And we going to get every last one of them. And I listed them all out. And there was about 10 line items for me to list out. And then she didn't get back to me right away. And then the guy that I was mentoring said, Anton, what's going on with the space? You're not going to get it or whatever? And I'm like, fam, patience. Good things come to those that have patience. It's a process. And then eventually she got back to me and he said, well, he want to do it this way. And I said, nope. As a matter of fact, I put the pressure on again. And I said, you know what? I'm looking at another space and I'm thinking about moving it over to this place or whatever, so on and so forth, because now they blinked. He told me exactly what the circumstances was. And then obviously I got an agent on the inside doing a little bit of reconnaissance. So I know what the situation is. And so now I put the pressure on even more. And I said, listen, do it by this, and this is what I want. And I want an additional A, B, and C, D. I don't want to give y'all the game because that's Patreon exclusive content. And then she got back to me today and she said, yes, please, and thank you. It's a patience game. Everything is being prepared and in patience. It happened with the portfolio when it came to the pandemic. Everybody was right until the pandemic hit. Had 1,000 different gurus rocking out until the pandemic hit. And then what happened? The bottom fell out of that mug. Everybody took all of their money out of the market and they put it in their savings account. The banks benefited as a result of it. We leveraged even more, had the patience to wait, did a 78% return in 2020. Insane. Same thing happening now with the recession. Get antsy. You see some of your favorite gurus saying, oh man, I'm going to pull out everything and all of this other type of stuff. It's just a patience game. It's just chilling. It's relaxing. Set it, forget it, leverage it even more. We did the same thing when it came to real estate. When everything started going up, I said, I'ma just chill. Too many people is trying to compete for the market. Everybody trying to become a landowner all at the same time. Y'all ready to run into this Bank of America thing? I seen y'all comments yesterday after the show. Anton, this is a good deal. Black community, blah, 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 blah. I said, listen, fam, if it's for you, then it's going to be for you a month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. Let the details come out. Right now, I'm looking at it with a skeptical eye because it does not make sense. I'm going to do some more research. When I decide to invest in a business, I'm not just jumping into it right away. I'm going to do my reconnaissance. I'm going to do my research. When I buy into a stock, I'm a patient man. And so the timing is right. No, I'm not a day trader. I'm not an options trader. I don't move based off of timing. I move based off of what makes the most sense from a business perspective at that time. A lot of y'all trying to rush into relationships. Ooh. Well, Anton, how is relationships tied to money? Well, let me explain it to you. The person that you lay with for the rest of your life or you laying with temporarily that night is the biggest financial decision that you're making in your life. Let me reemphasize it to you, but let me paint it a different way. The person that you sleep with, the humans that you surround yourself with, which is largely a part of your network, is the single biggest financial decision that you will ever make in your entire life. It's not the home that you buy. It's not the career that you go into. It's not your car. It's not your jewelry. It's not your real estate. The person, the people, the network that you surround yourself with is the single biggest financial decision that you ever make in your life. And you know, the problem with most people is that they don't know what they don't know. And so because they've went down this singular path and they've never had any alternative option in which they can see the outcome, they think that it's not relevant and it's not true until whatever it is that they got going on in their life. Break it down for you. Listen, we're going to do the work on a Friday. No fumbling on a Friday. I'm going to break it down for you really quickly. Think about it like this. A person will say, yeah, I'm going to dig into you today. I'm not going to yell crazy because my voice seemed to be going out, but I'm going to dig into you today. A person will say, I hate that hoe. I hate my baby mama. Get on my nerves, sent me through court. But my kids is the best thing to ever happen to me. No, they're not. Anton is digging into the kids now. No, they're not. No, they're not. Your life would have been better off not having the kids that you have with the woman that you saying that you hate so much. They here now. You've already loved on them. You've bonded with them like Jacob and what was the wolf? Jacob versus something in the Twilight series. Jacob versus Joseph. Whatever they were selling them Twilight shirts. You've trauma bonded with these children. Y'all poor, broke, busted, dusted, and disgusted. But because you fed them a little bit of Similac when they was younger, now you saying, but I would never change anything if I had to do it all over again, because you don't know what you don't know. All you know is this path. That's all you know. You've trauma bonded with your situation, and because you've attached yourself, you've imprinted on it like the wolf in the Jacob versus whatever the series in Twilight. That's all you know. You know one path, so you don't know any other alternative. But deep down inside of your soul, inside of your heart, patience was the thing that undid you. And so you say, well, I would never change anything, so on and so forth. Well, of course you would never give your kids back because you've bonded with them. You've raised them. You've had an intimate connection with them. But in reality, there's an alternate reality that would be much, 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 much greater than you. So the dilemma is this, okay? Roll with me here. This is the dilemma. You see how God be working? I don't even know what I'm going to talk about in the morning. The dilemma is this. The reason that the communities that you're a part of and the family that you're aligning with and the people that you call friends and family, the reason why you can't detach yourself from them in order to do the thing that's the best for you is because you continue to settle for your circumstances because it's all you know. You rock with your circumstances and we continue to pass that trauma and that same blueprint down from generation to generation to generation because we continue to emphasize how we wouldn't do it any differently despite how fucked up our situations are. But let me give you an alternative reality. That dick discipline that you didn't emphasize, that you needed to have, that focus, it would have got you a better career. Yep. You would have had a much different situation. You could have found a person that actually aligns with what it is that you do. And guess what? you would have never even knew that situation in the first place. And the only thing you would have known is greatness, growth, success, a great network, good jobs, phenomenal money, all the options in the world to do what you want to do. Sit there and tell me that them ugly motherfucking kids that don't even like you, wish they never had you, cussed you out because you cut their PlayStation off, is a better alternative than the picture I just painted for you. We're not meant to live in poverty. Some of you are. Us bag chasers aren't. Make sure you subscribe to the Patreon. The best day to get inside of the Patreon, or the second best day, is the second day of the month. Do you know that poverty is demonic? Poverty is demonic. Demons live in filth and poverty and poorness and crime, and because it begets negative activity. Think about it. Poverty breeds hate. It breeds jealousy. It breeds envy. It breeds robbery. It breeds gangs. It brings trauma bonding. It breeds all of the worst things about you. I didn't say suffering. Suffering means going through something to get to a different outcome. Poverty is demonic. It preaches about it all throughout the Bible. I'm trying to tell you. Think about it. When people are under duress, they make the worst decision for themselves. When people have options, but then they combine the character to go along with it, because money doesn't necessarily make you a better person. It doesn't make your situation great. It makes you more of what you already are. But think about it. If you come from poverty, if you come from a bad background, they give all of these rappers all of this money. And you know what they do? They get indicted on RICO charges because they never had to. They were born into a situation in which that demon was never released off of their back. And so as a result, even when they get resources, they don't know what to do with it except for get more demons. They get more demons. When you're born into a negative situation, give a person that's used to nothing a bunch of money and watch him kill himself faster than he would have had he not had nothing. Poverty brings demonic spirits and negativity and robbery and jealousy and guns and drugs. And think about it. They don't open payday loan places, which is the most predatory type of lending, in places that's not poverty stricken. They put it right in the middle of the hood. You know what's in the middle of the hood? Payday loans, the projects, liquor stores. Now, why would they put the worst thing for you that's going to make the most money in the environments that are the worst? Because demonic spirits bring demons. It's attractive. It's attractive to them. So when you see people say, yo, I want to bring this thing into your city, and you say, okay, cool. We want marijuana in our city. Let's pass an ordinance. And we want the Victim Olympics in our city. Let's give socialism and give everybody a check. Now think about it. They've doled out more money in the last 5 years than we ever have in the United States of America. We have a bigger national debt than we ever have in the United States of America. But guess what comes along with that? We have more homelessness than we've ever had in the United States of America. In any time in history, there has never been more homelessness. Look at the correlation, because you're so focused on your personal situation right now and how you feel instead of making decisions based off of the long-term impact, which, as bad as things are now, your kids and your kids' kids are going to be the ones that suffer based off of the transgressions that we're making today, which is why I'm so passionate and adamant about doing the right thing and pouring into people. And then I hold the OGs accountable, not just because it's fun to use them as a punching bag, but because I'm trying to illustrate to you or show you a picture of what you don't want to do, because all it does is create more trauma and more problems and more demons and more issues and more financial bailouts and then more inflation, which then undoes everything that our ancestors actually fought for, which was the freedom and the options to be able to do the things that's best for you. Poverty breeds, being impatient breeds, a lack of discipline breeds, All of these things breed an environment in which your people, the people that you surround yourself with the most, then reprogram you into thinking that the Victim Olympics is a real thing, when in reality, there have never been more black millionaires anywhere on any part of the country. I had 3 brothers, 3 guys that got the same pigmentation as me, came up on the panel yesterday. I'm going to clip that shit up because it was so epic. All of them make well over $200,000 a year. Every last one of them. And you know what they were trying to do? They said, Anton, this is the place where I can come, where I can pitch to people and say, hey, let me help you. It's the people that have, which is one of the reasons why I say be selfish before you're selfless. It's the people that have that's the most giving. They said, Anton, I want to offer my services. Hey, tell them to go to this site. And I said, hey, tell them to go to your site. They said, I can't find enough people to help, Anton. I'm doing so well and I love to pour into people. You know why they can do that? Because they were selfish before they were selfless, which means that they got themselves together before they can start pouring into other people. Because 2 people that ain't got nothing can't do nothing from nobody. Thank you. 3 brothers. Even the one that y'all thought that I had beef with because he got 2 rollies. You know what I said afterwards? I said, that is so dope. I love the fact that he winning. And then you know what he came up and did? He came up and because people that get money, we don't beef with each other. We might have a competition. We may have some egos going back and forth. You know, I'm the top dog. And he said, you know, I'm the top dog. That's healthy competition because you know what it does? It motivates each other to continue to push each other because you know what he did? You know what he did? He hit the link and he said, listen, let me tell y'all how I did it. I'm going to help you get the blueprint. But instead of people getting mad at the presentation, right? Y'all so busy focused on the thing that don't matter. What y'all don't even understand is that he giving y'all game. He came up here to help you. You think that I wasn't going to bring him up here just because he was stunting? I think that that's dope. I want him to tell you how he got to the stunt mode. Because his path may be different from my path, which gives you multiple different paths to go down in order to be successful. That's what we do. But it's because it's because we're thriving. It's because we have growth that we're able and we're in a good space mentally and we healthy in our thoughts and how it is that we go about interacting with people and we know how to network and we're focused. And it's the fact that you have that begets more. More gets more. You ever heard somebody say the first million was the hardest? It's because once you figure it out, it just breeds more money. It breeds more success. It breeds greatness. Don't let nobody sit there and tell you that you got to be in cotton stockings in church praying to the Lord. Lord, please send the millions. That ain't the move, homeboy. It ain't. It ain't. That's not it. That's not it. Patience. Patience. Wait on it. Don't go chasing a wife. It say that he that findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Meaning, I wasn't necessarily looking for it, but it appeared before me, and I'm already in a great space and prepared for her. So that means I'm going to go ahead and bring her into a good situation. I ain't got to chase no pussy. The pussy it's pussy everywhere. Bro, go to the corner store. Pussy. They all want you. They don't even want you based off of nothing that you said. They want you just based off of the fact that you just showed up and you got that long money. You pulled up in the car and she was ready to give you that Gawk 3000. That ain't nothing that I want. If she was willing to give me Gawk 3000, that means that the guy that pulled up in a better version of what I got is going to get it too. He might get the whole load taken. Y'all don't want to talk to me. Y'all don't want to talk this morning. Y'all don't want to talk. Thank you for the tea. Y'all don't want to talk this morning. You don't want to get real. We're going to get into Kanye because I know y'all would prefer to talk about that than talk about this real shit. Because this is real life. I'm trying to tell you, anything that you surround yourself by or who you surround yourself with, if you surrounding yourself with somebody with a duress mindset and all they know is negative Nancy and the man is against me and I don't know what I'm going to do, and they healthy and they able-bodied and they got 2 hands and they in their right mind and they out here running in the Victim Olympics, run the fuck away. That is not the person that you, that person cannot do anything. They can't even give you a good motivational speech to help you get on your day. Get the fuck out of their presence. Get out of there. Don't hang around that. They can't help you. What they gonna do for you? You know what they gonna do? They gonna rejoice because you in the same situation as them. At least we together. I wouldn't change nothing because I'd have known you my entire life. And y'all both broke. Trying to figure out how you can get a new stimmy so you can go hang out in Tulum. And then I'm gonna see you and I'm gonna be like, oh, we don't need to be in Tulum. This is where the poor people at. Somebody clutch my pearls, get my watches, get them up out of here. I don't want to be hanging out with these. Hoppo, who let them in? They got passports too now? Shh. Don't let me get started. Don't let me get started. As I will disassociate myself with the negatives.